Once upon a time, in a small village nestled in the heart of a dense forest, a gruesome legend about an abomination known as the Manticore circulated among terrified villagers. It was said that this merciless creature lurked in the shadows, patiently awaiting its next victim with its monstrous body that defied nature itself. The village had lived in constant fear of this mythical beast for generations. Its terrifying appearance haunted the dreams of young and old alike, as they imagined its chimerical figure prowling the nearby woods. The legend spoke of a lion's body, regal and awe-inspiring, commanded by a human head fueled by malevolence. The Manticore's fiery red mane flowed ominously, casting an eerie glow in the moonlight as the creature's blue eyes glimmered with a hunger for destruction. Filled with an insatiable bloodlust, the Manticore was known to hunt under the cloak of darkness. Its unsuspecting victims would wander into the woods, oblivious to the danger that lurked within. The creature could blend seamlessly with nature, silently stalking its prey until just the right moment to strike. But it was the Manticore's menacing tail, adorned with venomous spikes, that struck true terror into the hearts of the villagers. A mere touch from those wicked barbs meant an agonizing death, as the venom coursed through the victim's veins, jolting their body in excruciating pain until it succumbed to its lethal effects. One fateful evening, a young adventurer named Ethan, lured by the rumors surrounding the Manticore, set out on a quest to slay the dreaded monster. Armed only with his wits and a rusty sword, he ventured deep into the dark forest, determined to rid the village of this malevolent creation. As Ethan traversed through the dense foliage, the distant roar of the Manticore grew louder, resonating with each step he took. With beads of sweat running down his forehead, he pushed forward a courageous, but perhaps ill-advised act. Finally, he stumbled upon the creature, its form illuminated by a sliver of moonlight filtering through the dense canopy above. The Manticore's shimmering blue eyes locked onto Ethan's trembling frame, sensing his presence and anticipating a new victim. Summoning his courage, Ethan charged at the beast, his sword raised high, prepared to strike. But the Manticore, far more cunning and experienced in the art of death-dealing, effortlessly evaded every blow, its agility honed by years of unchallenged dominance. A single moment of distraction led to Ethan's devastating demise. In a flurry of motion, the Manticore unleashed its venomous tail, striking Ethan's unprotected arm. Agony ripped through him like fiery tendrils, his body seizing with pain as the deadly poison coursed through his veins. With one final, blood-curdling scream, Ethan fell to the forest floor, succumbing to the lethal venom of the Manticore. As news of Ethan's demise reached the ears of the villagers, a somber silence fell over the small community. Grief and anger mingled within them, fueling their collective determination to end the reign of terror that the Manticore had inflicted upon them for far too long. Unyielding in their resolve, the villagers assembled a group of brave warriors from their midst. Individuals who had lost loved ones to the Manticore's ruthless attacks, with fear buried deep within their hearts and vengeance coursing through their veins. They embarked on a perilous journey to confront the creature that had haunted their nightmares. Days turned into nights as the warriors ventured deeper into the labyrinthine forest, guided only by the chilling tales passed down from generations past. Each step brought them closer to the creature's lair, but also closer to the clutches of danger that awaited them. Their determination began to waver as eerie sounds whispered through the trees, their senses assaulted by an ethereal symphony of haunting calls and rustling leaves. Shadows danced, playing tricks on their minds, and they could swear they saw glimpses of the Manticore lurking just beyond their peripheral vision. With their nerves on edge, the warriors pressed forward, their torches casting an eerie glow ahead. Every crackle of a twig sent shivers down their spines, the silence of the forest weighing heavy, like a suffocating blanket threatening to smother their hopes. At long last, they reached the heart of the forest, where legend suggested the manticore made its nest. The air grew thick with a foreboding presence, causing the bravest among them to falter. Red eyes pierced the darkness, a chilling reflection of the manticore's malevolence. And then, chaos erupted. Spiked tails lashed out with deafening force, piercing the night air and striking the hearts of the warriors. Claws raked across flesh, tearing through armor as if it were tissue paper. Blood spilled freely, staining the forest floor with a macabre tapestry of loss and despair. Amidst the chaos, a few valiant fighters struggled to hold their ground, an unwavering flicker of hope burning within them. Their swords sang with desperate determination, clashing against the manticore's impenetrable hide. But the creature seemed impervious to their attacks, its monstrous strength overpowering their futile attempts to vanquish it. In the midst of battle, one warrior managed to strike a well-aimed blow, his blade slicing through the manticore's tail. A primal roar filled the air as the creature recoiled, its agony fueling its fury. With a terrifying display of brute force, it unleashed all of its monstrous power upon the remaining fighters. Determination etched upon its sinister face. Bloodied and broken, the few survivors retreated, clinging desperately onto their tattered hopes for victory. The manticore, its insatiable hunger momentarily quelled, stood victorious amidst the remnants of the once brave and determined warriors. The forest, forever marked by sorrow and death, whispered its melancholic secrets as the manticore resumed its reign of terror. The villagers, shattered and bereft, retreated further into the darkness, knowing that they were now naught but mere prey for the merciless abomination that was the manticore. As the manticore reveled in its triumph, the villagers were left in a state of despair and hopelessness. The once vibrant and lively community now resembled a ghost town, its inhabitants living in perpetual fear, forever tormented by the presence of the monstrous creature. But amidst the darkness, a glimmer of defiance flickered within the heart of a young woman named Isabella. Fueled by an unyielding determination and driven by the memory of her lost loved ones, she refused to be consumed by the manticore's terror. Isabella ventured forth, armed with ancient knowledge and a resolve that burned like a fire deep within her soul. She sought alliances with unlikely creatures of the forest, beings of myth and legend who had long remained hidden from mortal eyes. Guided by a wise old owl and aided by a cunning fox, Isabella embarked on a perilous quest, delving into forbidden realms and unlocking long-forgotten secrets. Armed with newfound knowledge and enchanted artifacts, she journeyed back to the village, ready to confront the manticore and end its reign of terror once and for all. Under the cover of a moonless night, Isabella stealthily approached the manticore's lair. As she drew closer, the air grew heavy, thick with the stench of fear and dark magic. With her heart pounding, she stepped into the dimly lit chamber, her eyes meeting the piercing gaze of the creature that had wrought chaos upon the village. The manticore snarled, its monstrous form poised to strike. But Isabella remained undeterred, her determination radiating from every pore. She summoned the powers of the forest, her incantations echoing through the chamber, intertwining with the manticore's furious roars. A battle of wills ensued, each force attempting to break the other. The manticore lunged, sharp claws extended, but Isabella deftly sidestepped, her nimbleness rivaling that of the legendary creatures who aided her. With each movement, she grew closer to the creature's vulnerable spot, the place where its heart hid from the world. Finally, with a surge of primal strength, Isabella struck. Her blade found its mark, piercing the manticore's unprotected heart. Pain etched across the creature's twisted face as it writhed in agony, its power seeping from its veins like a cursed venom. As the manticore breathed its final, tortured breath, A wave of relief washed over the village. The darkness that had overshadowed their lives for far too long began to recede, replaced by a newfound sense of hope. Isabella emerged from the lair, her eyes reflecting the battles she had fought and the strength she had gained. With the Manticore's demise, peace and tranquility slowly returned to the village. Its inhabitants, scarred but resilient, began to rebuild, their hearts filled with gratitude for the brave young woman who had stood against the horrors of the creature that had plagued them. Isabella's tale spread far and wide, becoming a legend retold by future generations. The Manticore's monstrous legacy faded into the annals of history, a dark reminder of the strength and resilience found in the face of unspeakable horrors. And so, the village thrived once more, blossoming under a warm sun, forever grateful for the sacrifice and bravery of Isabella, the fearless young woman who had conquered the creature known as the Manticore, freeing them from its nightmarish grip.